Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you for joining us again on our weekly get together, collective meditation, and a little bit of dialogue and insight into the nature of the unfolding reality and where things seem to be going. And these anticipations are based on observation. Unless we observe, we don't understand. And unless we understand, we aren't able to analyze and allow ourselves to make any kind of anticipation. So, as we have been able to look at the changing, very rapid peaking energies that have started maybe about 2.5, 3 years ago, and are increasingly becoming more and more um, unfamiliar. Well, we are entering towards kind of the peak space really now, and this peak space is likely to take place between sort of as we move into winter, into 2023 onwards, and then perhaps by towards maybe 2024, allow ourselves to have some level of balance and some level of restoration of common sense. So at the moment, we have a whole range of concerns to do with energy prices, to do with financial issues, to do with heating. I mean, to think that in a in a first world country, that recently I saw just a few days ago an elderly woman picking up twigs and little sticks from a part of near a park. And when asked what you're doing, and she said, "Oh, this is the only way I can heat." It's ridiculous that in a third, in the 21st century, in one of the first richest countries in the world, where this generation, the generation in their 70s and 80s and 90s, who have given up their life for the freedom, are now having to collect twigs to keep themselves warm. It's just remarkable that this can happen in a civilized country. But these are the signs of what is coming round the corner, what is happening. And this, what is happening, is based really on the purchasing power of the world reserves currency, the dollar, and it's coming to its end. It's coming to its life cycle end, and as it kind of depreciates even more, you will find many things going up, which we're all witnessing, and sooner or later the cracks will appear. The cracks are already there, and then the whole thing becomes unstable. This is now the period that we're entering, where things are just a year ago. Energy was accessible, everything was accessible just a year ago. In 12 months, look at the change that has been imposed upon you. And this change isn't because you want it. This change is imposed because a bunch of bureaucrats, and I won't say politicians, bureaucrats decide what action to take with other bureaucrats and other politicians. And that's all it is. And the consequences are you and me. Now, this is obviously time now, things are dawning. People who would have never thought like this are now starting to question what is going on, and about time. And as you begin to question what's going on, remember things can change very quickly. So if we rely on digital currencies, and there are blackouts as anticipated at the moment in the winter, well, how do you buy your groceries? So it's important to maintain cash. Really important to maintain cash. Very, very important. And these are now very uncertain times. However, with some certainty, we can make certain anticipations of what is being anticipated. And the systems are definitely cracking and creaking. The medical system. Now, if you go in with a headache, you get a pill. If you go in with anxiety, you get a pill. If you go with bereavement, you get a pill. If you go with Tummy upset, you get a pill. Everything is now medicalized. Everything is medicalized. This is very, very, very concerning for those people who don't question that and simply pop pills in. Just pop pills in. What you don't realize is that these pills are being, not are they necessary, not perhaps many times unnecessary. However, more importantly, for example, let me give you an example. Cholesterol. If you go and ask any of your medical people about the cholesterol levels, etc., you will find that they will have an opinion that what is high cholesterol and what is low cholesterol. Ask yourself the question, when did this understanding come to be? And you will realize that it came to be when a bunch of pharmaceutical representatives with a few scientists sponsored research decided this is the mark. And because enough wasn't being sold, they halved it. So the reduction of fats, the reduction of cholesterol, the reduction of a whole range of nutrients from our body has resulted in a depleted and a malfunctioning system, which then requires extra intervention in order to give you the illusion that it's balanced. Give you the illusion that it's balanced. So now more than ever, it is important to recognize your own health as the priority, not a priority, but the priority. And if we can maintain good health, if we can maintain good space for ourselves, then no matter what we are foisted into, the human being is remarkable, such that life always favors the one that moves towards creativity. Life always favors that. The universe favors the one that adds value to the universe, not take things away, but to add value to the universe, to help it grow. And so it's important that we see ourselves for healthy, and then through that, our activities become more meaningful and sustainable. Now, the current situation that we are all being faced is, for example, if you look at the elections that are taking place in places like Italy, etc., you will find that there is a shift, a huge shift in the way of thinking, from what was to what is now becoming very, very apparent. And this way of thinking is in contrast with what the bureaucrats and the technocrats are trying to foist onto the population. So we are entering this moment of instability, moments where hyperinflation is likely. You can already see that the cost of living has gone up, which we were saying for the last, well, 2.5 years. And now we can see that just as this moves on, with the energy prices, etc., irrespective of governmental intervention, the actual impact is such now that it's difficult to maintain the system. So now is the time to begin to look at a system that is more valuable for you moving forward. So self-sustaining is always, always the way forward. And yes, energy is a problem at the moment, but it doesn't need to remain that for long. Much work is being done within the field theory, magnetism, and things will come through, which have been suppressed, but also are new areas that are developing are coming through. But in order to endure this situation, is to make sure that we plan. Humanity is such that we will be able to adapt to the changes, but through we can either do this in a space of reacting, where stimulus comes in and we react to it, stimulus comes in and we react to it, or we can respond to it, meaning that we have some responsibility. We are responding with a level of ability, being in control. So food prices going up, well, the natural thing would be to grow one's own foods. If one can't do that, becoming part of some kind of a group, a network. a communal network, because food will sustain itself. Growth will keep growing, provided you provide it with the right conditions. So that's an important element of sustain. Um, Individuals, in order to deal with the economic changes and changes in employment and employment conditions, etc., it's important to look at what can be done where you can invest your time, invest your energy, but the reciprocal it compensates you for what you require. So, for example, you know. If people need firewood, then maybe collect firewood and send bundles of firewood. But actually take that responsibility of doing something in which you have some level of control and moving towards sustainability. So healthy space, healthy activity. What we expect as we move on into October, November, December are obviously the hardships and the challenges becoming more and more severe. And through that, the impact it has on society, the impact it has on human health, the mental health, the impact it has on just paying your mortgages. And not being able to pay mortgages, the impact that that has in response. So there are many challenges that are just now starting to pop up here and there. We may not see it in the mainstream media because they like to hold us in a particular kind of emotional space, so we're distracted from what's going on. But for those people who are savvy enough to ignore the mainstream media and to see what's happening around them and to access information and knowledge from those who know what they're talking about, they realize that preparation now is of utmost priority. So this collapse, which has already been taking place, will lead to moments of crises here and there, and they will run across the whole spectrum: finance, government, da 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 da. So it's important for individuals at this stage to prepare in the time of plenty, so when things do get a little bit tight, one is able to get through. The changes that are being foisted upon you, I can absolutely guarantee, absolutely without a shadow of a doubt, that all that is happening as it needs to happen. And however dark it may seem at the moment, at what is being planned and the agendas, humanity and existence in particular, forget about humanity, existence knows what it's doing. And this duality, or where the egoic sense of self, I am control, I'm going to control the entire world, I'm going to control all areas of knowledge, I'm going to control all media, control, I. This is one energy, and the other energy is the energy of hukam, the flow, that which is flowing by itself, that which is organic, that which requires, that flows in harmony. So this interaction between this egoic energy and this harmony energy is when you know which one is going to dominate. So it's only a matter of time. Bide your time, bide your time. Responsible, sometimes no action is good action, but the most important action one can take at this moment is turn your back on that which does not serve you. You don't need to fight it, you don't need to engage it. Turn your back. And this emotionally turning our back has an energetic impact, because all that is happening is simply under the illusion that the other has power. So we are going again to that space of stand in your truth, human sovereignty. Remember, we started with actualization, recognizing what you're about, what you can do, da da da. And then we went into self-realization, and we're still in that space, what I am not, what I am not. Going through it layer by layer, what I am not, what I am not. So you arrive at this space of what I am. And when you arrive at what is, it's not what I am, but what is, there is a sovereignty that arises in that. And that sovereignty cannot be defeated by anything, by absolutely anything. And this is really where humanity future lies. So all we're doing is just preparing the ground in order for you and I to live in a world in which sovereignty is based on our realization of what we are rather than what we are not. And through what we are not, it is not the money, it is not the status, it's not the prestige, it's not your clothes, it's not what the house, it's not the car. None of this will matter and will matter in a few months' time. What will matter is your health and how important what you already have, these invaluable gifts, these priceless gifts, is how to maintain them and keep them, reinforce the strength and that which is in them. So wonderful time to be alive, wonderful time to know to go through the transition. This is remarkable that we have the opportunity to be here and to witness this without asking. And that's the remarkable thing. Just like life is, we've been given this wonderful life without asking. We've been given this wonderful opportunity without asking. So our attitude and our change of attitude and our change of behavior will become the medicine as we move along. Change of attitude, change of behavior. And the change of attitude begins when we begin to recognize all that is happening beyond our little tiny little well that the frogs are all trapped in. Beyond that, the clouds, the seasons, the sky, the universe, the solar system, the galaxies, all that is happening. Everything that's happening in the oceans, everything that's happening around you, all that is happening by itself, just like you and I are. We are no more than a happening in the present moment that is simply embedded consciousness that's embedded in the moment of now that is simply flowing. I have absolutely no control in changing that flow. We will flow. Time will flow. We will go from start, we will end. Once we begin to realize this, once we begin to recognize this, that's the real thing, recognize with real eyes. Once we get there, then there is a level of trust and a level of sovereignty that begins to arise by itself. So, I think I've spoken enough for today. We will do our meditation. And remember, all that is happening exactly as it needs to, and all will balance exactly as it needs to. So, a relatively short meditation today. So, we will begin with just changing our posture. And today we will just work with a bit of sound, more to do with sound today than anything else. And notice that how we can expand our awareness. So we'll play around with awareness today. So if you draw a slow deep breath in, bringing your focus to your body, notice your posture, notice that your shoulders are pulled back, your chest feels a bit open. Your shoulders are not hunched, so you can hunch them and drop them, so you know they're not hunched. Your back is straight and upright. Imagine that your head is being pulled upwards by your hair. So you're upright, you're not too rigid, and then just bring your chin in slightly, and you will notice the back of the neck stretching. And then take a quick glance at yourself to notice how comfortable you are. If you need to change anything, change your posture. Okay? And now our intention is simply to become present to what's going on. So next breath in, we become present to ourselves. And your awareness is now sensing your body as a whole. So you have a body and you have a sense of that body. You have awareness of it. Let's just focus on the awareness element and then focus on the sense of the body, the sensation. So you will notice that you can sense your body from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. You can sense your body. Now, this awareness, we can focus it in different places. So see if there's anything dominant in the body that's drawing your attention. So like a pain, an ache, a tightness, an itch. And you can just scan your body from the top of your head very gently, and you begin to notice anything that's dominant. And again, all we're doing is using our awareness as a scanning tool to scan the physical body. So you will notice that the body is not moving, but your awareness can move from the top of your head all the way to the bottom. Okay? Anything dominant, just locate it, and then bring your focus, deliberately moving it to the seat that you're on. And you will begin to notice in your field of awareness that there are sensations where your body makes contact with the seat. So notice how focused our awareness is now. It's like a spotlight. And then we bring this spotlight upwards as we breathe in, and it lights up our hips. So awareness is like a light. This is the light we all carry, or the light we all are. And then if you draw your awareness down your thighs, notice you have the ability to control how quickly this awareness moves, going to your knees. From your knees, once again, you use your breath as a tool. As you breathe out, you bring this awareness downwards, so you go down towards the calves. Notice your shins. Coming towards your ankles. From your ankles, you move to your feet. From your feet, you move to the soles of your feet. And all we've done is simply scan the lower part of our body. And in doing so, the body has softened and relaxed. Bring your focus back to your seat. As you breathe in, you allow this awareness to move up your back, lower back, middle back, and then moving up towards your shoulder. Notice your shoulders. And as you breathe out, you bring this awareness down towards your elbows. From your elbows, you move towards your wrists. Notice the palms of your hands. Notice the fingers on your hand. And now bringing this focus towards your eyes. You have awareness of the back of your eyelid. Bring your focus or recognize the awareness that you are. Sit with it. And then as you breathe out, you allow your eyes to soften and relax. Next breath in, you come into your mouth. Notice your tongue. Allow it to soften. As you breathe out, allow your face to soften. Next breath in, becoming aware of the body as best as you can. Okay? So, recognizing that your awareness can be narrowed, it can be focused, and now it's expanded. It's aware of the body as a whole. Bringing your focus now to your chest. Notice the movement of the chest in rhythm with your breath. Notice the sensations around the ribs as your chest moves out, chest moves in. In other words, the sensations were always there. They just become present when we focus on them. So whatever you focus on becomes present, becomes your reality. Notice that the breath moves in, the breath moves out. Now bringing your focus a bit deeper into yourself. Right in the center of your space, your very heart, your very center. And as you hold your focus there, begin to notice how you're feeling. Don't jump to conclusions. How does this moment feel? Is this moment enough? Notice how your awareness can go deep into yourself, deep into your feelings, simply by focusing your awareness at your heart. Next breath out. Begin to listen to the sounds around you. Not thinking about your sounds, not trying to work them out, judging them or looking for them. Simply listening. Allow yourself to be aware of the environment you're in, the room that you're in right now. Allow this awareness to go to all the corners, filling that room up. Listening to everything that's in that room right this moment. Intently listening. And now move your awareness beyond this room. In this meditation, we're going to use the bell to move our focus deeper and deeper into the silence. Listen. Notice how your awareness expands following the sound. Listening. Stay in the silence. When the mind becomes agitated, allow your awareness to follow the sound. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose and sit with your breath. Sitting in the silence, listening to your breath. Notice how your awareness is now focused just on the breath. Listening. And as you sit with your breath, allowing the breath to breathe by itself, noticing that everything is happening by itself. Letting go. Allowing yourself to be free from your thoughts, free from any attachment, just present with your breath, just for this few moments. Listening to your in-breath, listening to your out. Your awareness of breath is your connection with the divine, with life itself. Next breath out, expand your awareness to include your body. Notice you have some awareness of breath, some awareness of your body. The body breathing. And now we're going to expand our awareness once more. As you breathe out, open your awareness to all the sounds and noises around you once again. There is still some awareness of the body breathing, but we're open to all the sounds around you. And once again, using the sound of the bell to enter the realm of silence. In the realm of silence, then union happens. We become present to that which is. The realm of silence and stillness. Notice the absence of fear, the absence of hate. Notice the absence of time. The absence of age in this realm of silence. Notice that silence is that which contains all that's within it, including the sound of this bell. Notice how your awareness doesn't change. Everything else is changing, but you remember your eternal self. That which is peaceful, that which is content, that which is complete in itself. When you're ready, bring your focus just towards your breath. Begin to notice the movement of your breath. Next breath out, expand your awareness to include your body. Notice how the body is still inside. Still sitting at the place you began, held and supported. Sensations where your body makes contact with your seat or the floor. Bringing your awareness where you become aware from your sensations of your hips, gently moving down your thighs, down your legs, coming to your ankles, feet, and the soles of your feet. Bringing that silence back, bringing your focus back to the seat. Notice your back is straight upright. Shoulders, arms, hands are relaxed and comfortable. Your eyes are still closed. Your mouth is still closed. And your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. And now as the breath comes in, we can sense our body. As the breath goes out, we can sense our body. Allowing that stillness, that silence, to come back with us. That moment of peace. That moment of completeness. Breathing in, you sense your body. Breathing out, you sense your body. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time,